Some moments in life unravel the very fabric of our existence, lingering like whispers in the night. It's been 2 years since that fateful day at the beach. 2 years since everything changed. And yet, I can remember every detail as if it happened yesterday. It was supposed to be a simple outing, a day in the sun with my son Noah. With my husband Ethan swamped at work, I was left to navigate this outing on my own. Little did I know, beneath the sunlit waves, emotional tides were about to pull me under. As we set up our spot on the beach, I watched Noah, now a tall, handsome 16-year-old with his father's brown eyes. He helped me lay out our towels. The summer breeze chasing away the worries of everyday life. I relaxed, letting the sun's warmth soak into my skin, feeling as if this moment might hold the promise of connection we'd both been missing. I asked Noah to help me apply some sunscreen on my back, embracing the simple intimacy of the act. At first, it was innocent enough, just a mother and son sharing a moment. But then, as his hands moved with the oil, I felt a shift. It was as if his touch lingered a moment too long, crossing an invisible line, and I didn't stop him. Why didn't I? Maybe it was the warmth of the sun, or the longing for some form of affection after years of neglect from Ethan. You think you know your family, but sometimes one small moment can unravel everything, exposing secrets hidden beneath the surface. Ethan and I had been married for over 15 years. Once a couple filled with laughter and passion, friends marveled at us, two people whose love seemed unbreakable. Yet what they didn't see were the cracks forming behind the smiles. Ethan was often lost in his work, leaving me toting to the children and the household. I had become invisible, a ghost drifting through our home, losing bits of myself in the process. That morning, Ethan dashed out, an apology on his lips. Work always pulled him away. I swallowed my disappointment and steered my focus to Noah instead. As we drove to the beach, I felt a mix of nostalgia and fear for the future. Noah, with his headphones in and eyes on the passing scenery, was growing up fast, and I feared I might lose him too. When we arrived at the beach, the sun was vibrant, and I felt a flicker of hope. Noah helped me carry our things to a quiet spot, away from the crowds. As I lay back on my towel, I opened my heart to the day, feeling it might be a chance to reconnect, to nurture the love we had as mother and son. It's so nice to be out here, isn't it? I asked him, trying to cultivate the warmth between us. He nodded, with a smile, brushing his hair back. Yeah, Mom, it really is. But when I asked him to help with the sunscreen, an electric tension charged the air. His fingers glided over my back, and I urged him to press down harder. Suddenly, simple motherly affection transformed into something more profound. As I surrendered to the moment, vulnerability opened up a door buried deep within me. I hadn't felt this kind of touch in years, and even though my mind screamed for me to stop, my heart yearned for connection. Noah's hands navigated lower down my back, and I held my breath. I wanted to scream, a warning, a pause, but instead I whispered, "You can go there too, it's okay." As the words left my mouth, I felt time stretch and shatter. The innocence of that moment became a tangled web of both fear and exhilaration. The atmosphere was charged, thick with a longing I couldn't articulate. Instead of pushing him away, I found myself frozen, caught between the fear of losing him and a reckless need to feel alive again. That day at the beach became a turning point in my life, changing everything I thought I knew about love, connection, and the relationships that form our existence. When we returned home, I buried my feelings under layers of normalcy, preparing dinner, chatting about school, folding laundry, but the air felt different. The weight of unspoken words pressed down on us, making it impossible not to notice how our gazes lingered a moment too long. Ethan returned late, another reminder of how distant we had become, and I lay beside him, replaying the day over and over in my mind, filled with a mix of longing and guilt. As the days passed, an unspoken bond grew between Noah and me, a palpable connection that danced around us, electrifying every interaction. Then came the weekend, hot and sultry with promise. Ethan was away again, leaving me alone with Noah. I wanted to escape, to immerse myself in the sea and feel that warm sun against my skin. Let's go back to the beach, I suggested, hoping to clear my head. On the ride, silence hung heavy in the air, but there was an understanding between us, a whisper of something deeper stirring beneath the surface of our hearts. Upon arriving, we found the beach mostly empty, just the sounds of waves crashing beneath the light of a forgiving sun. I felt the weight of our connection deepen, yet I didn't dare to ask for sunscreen help this time. Instead, I wished for clarity, for a sign of where we were headed. After a while, we sought refuge under the cold spray of the beach showers, and something within me snapped. I stepped under the water, the coolness wrapping around me like an embrace. In a moment of reckless abandon, I turned to Noah. Maybe you should take off your shorts, I suggested, in a voice that trembled with uncertainty. What possessed me to say such a thing? To my astonishment, he obliged, and as the water cascaded down our skin, desires roared to life. The world around us faded away, leaving only the raw, electrifying tension that tied us together. Instead of retreating, it leaned closer to him and guided, his hand higher. What followed was a whirlwind of emotions, confusion, desire, and a craving for connection that left us breathless. Afterward, we stood under the water, reality blending with something entirely surreal. For the first time in so long, I felt a rush of life inside me, even as the enormity of what we had done crashed over me like a wave. The journey home felt heavy with unspoken truths, my heart racing as Noah sat rigid beside him. Finally, he broke the silence. What just happened back there? My heart sank. I could have denied it, but instead, I took a deep breath and whispered, I don't know. When we reached home, the air was thick with anticipation, and Noah sought my gaze, searching my eyes for answers. How long have you felt this way? His question sent shivers down my spine, awakening feelings I had kept buried. I hesitated before replying, maybe longer than I want to admit. Just then, an overwhelming urgency filled the air, and before I could process it, Noah leaned in and kissed me. I didn't pull back. I kissed him back, the weight of the world slipping away as we drowned in the intoxicating moment. The days that followed blurred together into a beautiful chaos. Noah's presence became an addiction. He sought me out at every opportunity. Those lingering looks ignited something fierce within me, and every brush of his hand felt like fire. It knew it was wrong, yet it felt so right to feel alive again. One evening, as I stood at the sink, Noah crept closer, whispering, I can't stop thinking about you. My heart raced, and I responded, almost as if bewitched, I can't stop either. And just like that, we fell deeper into this enchanting, yet dangerous abyss. We kissed again, losing ourselves in the fire of our connection, choosing to ignore all consequences. Each stolen moment became a silent pact, echoing through our hearts, binding us. In a way I never thought possible. As I share this story, I hope to find empathy and understanding in a world that can be unforgiving. The loneliness and desire for connection can lead us to unexpected places, and I want others to be aware of such journeys if you have experienced something similar, or if this resonates with you in any way, please leave a comment. I want to know, what would you have done in my shoes? Thank you for listening to my story. If it tugged at your heart, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your support means the world to me, and together we can explore these intricate relationships, navigating the ups and downs of love and life. Remember, love can come in unexpected forms, and sometimes the connections we crave can lead us down paths we never imagined. Let's embark on this journey together, because sometimes love needs to be spoken into existence.